bro. Right. This is
send the link to the boys. To the boys and guys, yeah, he goes for them. They really gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. When we get that back up, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, what's going on? All right, let's get the show on the roll. People, what's going on? You guys already know who it is. Your boy Bobby from Mentourme.com alongside.
Boy Mike the Advisor. What's going on, guys?
As you guys know, we're always talking about relationships every Thursday night, people. And tonight is one of those topics that a lot of you want to hear about. We're teaching men, of course, how to date, the 101, the beginner stages of understanding how to date and when you should date. Because, again, we're always talking, of course, on both sides of relationships when we talk about to the women, when we talk also to the men. But today we want to take time to teach men the rules of the game, the rules of relationship when you're going into dating.
Yeah.
What's things you should be thinking about if you want to start dating? Again, these are things that we took time to really take time to really understand. So today we're going to have a great conversation. As you guys know, we're always talking about great topics.
100%.
Mike, this topic here, we know there's a big problem in the community when it comes to this topic. Across the world. There's a lot of people that need to understand how to date. Men don't have fathers. Men don't have brothers. And even if they do, sometimes they're not in their lives for a lot of different reasons, because sometimes they can be locked up. Sometimes they just could be in their own situation. They don't have time to teach them how to date. Not a lot of us are taught how to properly date. So again, we think tonight's topic is going to really give a lot of men some guidance on understanding, especially young men or older men, the characteristics that you should be looking for, or the mindset you should be having when you're going into this world of dating. All right, let's first ask this question, okay?
Correct.
Sure. For the people, okay, not everybody should be dating.
Correct. Okay? So here's the thing, buddy.
Not everybody should be dating. That's one thing for sure.
I want the guys to understand this. And ladies, if you have any single friends, send this to them. But this is more just tips to give to guys, to any men out there, most men, which they should understand, right?
Facts.
Because we see it a lot that men are out here dating, because it's not always, we always take accountability for a lot of stuff, right?
For sure.
Men, since we're born, we're taking accountability.
Always. That's how men are.
That's just
men are men.
Men are men. But it gets to a point where we have to call out the BS.
Okay.
Right. And what's the first BS? Before we get into how to date 101 for men. It's more so talking about let's talk about first, should a man be dating, right? And Bobby, what I mean by should a man be dating, or why men need to think about this first, because there are many things that most men, because men are not the same as women, there are things men need to focus on. There are things women need to focus on.
Correct.
And when we talk about dating, there's going to be two different types of dating, right? For men, there's dating casually.
Yeah.
And there's with intention. So now let's start with the first one. Should a man be dating? For me, Bobby, the first thing a man should be focusing on is money. What is your take on that?
My thing is this, right? I don't think no man, if you're not financially stable, if you don't have savings, if you don't have your credit in order, if you don't have nothing in order financially, understand dating women costs. No matter how you look at it, okay? It costs to date. You will have to go on dates. It also costs your time.
Yeah, it does.
No matter how you look at it, it costs. So if you're a man that's not financially in a stable position, do not put yourself out there as if it's the best thing for you to start dating. Right. Take your time, get yourself in order, get your savings in order, get your credit fixed, and focus on you for a moment. That's just my personal opinion, because it costs to date.
It does. But also, outside of the cost for dating, men, our mental state is mainly taken up and the most space that's taken up in a man's mind is the financial aspect of it.
For sure.
Because why? We are providers.
Every man should be a provider.
So a provider in some way, right?
Exactly.
It doesn't mean you're paying all her bills if you're not married or anything like that, but it means that you're able to provide for whatever environment you're putting her into or you're offering to put her into.
For sure.
So, a lot of guys out here, they're dating, they ain't got no car, they ain't, you know what I'm saying? They got these little security jobs, and not against anybody.
No, but it's facts.
But it's just there are priorities I think men should be focused on. My opinion, I don't think men should be getting in relationships at least. Dating is different. But relationships, because I messed up. That's the reason why I can say this. Because men shouldn't be focusing on serious relationships until they hit closer to 30. My opinion. It's my opinion. Between 20 to 30, you need to be focusing on your purpose. That's what men need to be doing.
Facts. I believe the same concept.
Because we have to build our value in the world. We don't just come in the world valuable. You know what I'm saying? We got to get degrees. We got to hustle. We got to do things. We don't just come with the full package. We got to build that.
That's very true. My thing is, in your 20s, you should be in a position of you got your college or you got your skill. You're building your foundation. If you have a woman by your side, that's great. If you don't, I feel you're 100% right. Some men don't have a car. Some men, which is so confusing to me, even after 30, 35, 37, living at your parents' house. And you don't even have a reason why you're still there at 35 years old. That's why we're talking about this whole financial stability, getting yourself financially in order if you're going to go into trying to date or even going into relationships.
You don't need to be rich.
You don't. This is not a rich conversation.
It's not a rich conversation. This is not. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to be wealthy. You don't need to be balling. You just need to be stable.
Have some things in order.
Just have a few. You don't need to have. You don't need to be 100%, but at least get to 80.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Have something as an emergency. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, if you're doing more than 70% of people don't have $500 for emergency. So if you got more than 500, you're doing better than most.
That's a sad reality.
It's a sad reality. So if you got 1,000 plus, you're doing something. So just understand you need to take steps. But here's another thing, Bobby. Some men put themselves in a position in their 20s where they're not in relationships, they're out here dating. Which in this conversation, dating means you're just out here having casual sex.
You're just fucking around.
You're just doing that.
Okay.
They put themselves in a position to have so many kids.
All right.
Now, by the time he's 30, he got 4, 5, 6 kids. 2 different baby mamas, 3 different baby mamas. What do you say to that? Should he be dating?
Here's my thing, right? When you're a man and you have 6 kids, 5 kids, 8 kids, 11 kids, whatever the case may be, okay? And you're in this world dating. You have to look at the opposing side. I always believe in this whole thing, right, where you have to be fair in a relationship. You have to be fair when you're dating. You're coming with 5 kids to a woman's life, and you're unstable. You're unfit. Not okay.
Give it to him.
There's a lot of questions if I were in the women position that I'm going to be thinking about. to me, why not just take a person without kids? Or why not just take a person with one child? Why would I take on a person that's unstable, unfinancially fit, that have 5 kids? I now have to share my time 5 different ways for kids that are not mine. I'm even confused. How is the individual going to date? So, men, the reason we're talking about this because some of you go have kids so early. Okay, that's your decision. I get it. But then you have numerous kids. And on top of having numerous kids, 4, 5, 6 kids, you have no financial stability. You have nothing to stand on. And then you're pushing demands. That doesn't make sense. Because at the end of the day, you're not the commodity at that point. That's the reality. You're not the commodity having 4, 5, 6 kids, not being financially stable, coming into a woman's life. And I don't think a lot of people talk about this to young kids or young men. We need to hear this because a lot of grown men have 5, 6 kids, no financial savings, no credit, don't own shit, and then you're pushing demands. This is the type of woman I'm looking for. But I need a woman that's this, that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but here's the problem.
What are you talking about?
You got all these kids, right? The man has all these kids. He got 5, 6 kids, right?
Crazy to me.
And then you're still out here
crazy.
dating. Fellas want you to understand. It's nothing wrong with going out. You can have sex. You just don't need to be in a relationship with anybody.
6 kids? 5 kids?
Because I mean, anything over 2, you're pushing it if you're not in a relationship. Personally, you shouldn't be having one outside of a relationship, especially out of a marriage. But another thing is too. So let's say they need to get their money in order.
Okay.
They need to obviously, for women or even for men, you shouldn't be dating if you have too many kids. What's too many? Too many.
Yeah.
2 or more. You need to relax, pump the brakes, and go back to number 1, to the money, and get that fixed a little bit more. Because now you need much more of a cushion because it's not just you.
100%. You're coming in with others.
You're coming in with others. You need to be now head honcho. You need to move as such. Not saying you can't have sex, like we said, but in a relationship, you need to bring a value to that girl. Okay? Emotional baggage he's bringing from the previous relationship.
Oh my God, this is a lot of men, and it's sad.
And let's just be honest here. It's a safe space. Let's just be honest. Men can't talk about emotions. We don't have anybody we can get emotional with. If you do have your parents in your life, you're great, you're lucky. Or if you have your mother, but that's about it.
It's very true.
There's nobody there. You can have brothers, you can have this, but even the emotional side of it, meaning being vulnerable, saying, I'm going through this. I feel like this. All the things that most men should not say, or they feel they shouldn't say in front of other men because they feel less of a man. There's nobody that's for them to talk to. These types of men, in my opinion, who are going through a lot of emotional baggage, you need to go talk to somebody, get some therapy, get some. I believe in all that. It's important. You need to get that off your mind because we go through a lot and we hold a lot.
I'm going to definitely piggyback and say you're 100% right with that. Here's the problem, right? A lot of men have been damaged from their past mentally and emotionally. Then they want to go into this world of dating, bring their emotional baggage, bring several children, bring a broke bank account to a woman's life who wants to build a relationship, who wants to grow. Here we go. I'm back to that word again. It's not fair.
No, it's not.
It's not fair. It's not balanced.
It's not it.
And to me, if you're emotionally attached to your past relationships, you're still having issues with your ex, you're still thinking of, don't date. It's okay to go into a space of just taking time out for you. Taking time out to figure out who you are, what you want in life. A lot of men don't like to do that. I get it, the horny factor, your penis is doing the thinking for you. The reality is, I get it.
As I said, you can have sex, just don't get.
Yeah, just don't get in there. Just tell, even if you're dating, you're talking to a woman. Look, I'm not mentally fit right now to be in a relationship. I'm not mentally fit to really be dating. So if you want to do something casual, I'm all for it. Keep it real, and that's something we're going to talk about later on with the men. Men, we're going to talk about this whole communication. Honestly, being honest with women. I've realized that a lot of men, they just don't have or don't like to be honest. And I just don't get it. I think it makes the relationship much easier. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But people, make sure you put your comments below.
Honesty?
Yeah. Oh.
There's many reasons why men
Don't get me wrong. I get the reasons why. Sometimes men don't want the argument. You know what I mean? Like, look, just tell her what she want to hear.
Because wow, we like what?
Peace. We like peace. So
Peace.
we'd rather just not get into the argument. Tell her what you want to hear. Keep it
Peace.
moving.
Be his peace, and that's what he means by peace. You want to know the truth? You don't want to know the truth. Let's stop lying.
I think sometimes
you just want to be told the truth because you nosy, but then you're really about to just get on his back about it and make him feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Just it is what it is. But now let's talk about this now. So now we know when we're talking about how to date one-on-one, we're about to actually get into that.
Okay.
The first thing we spoke about for people who are just getting in is should you be dating? We spoke about the men who should not be dating, who don't have their money in order.
Facts.
Who have way too many kids, over 2 kids, and you're single, out of wedlock, baby mama situation. You need to slow down.
That drama, I don't know how people deal with that drama. Like, I just don't get it.
And then you have emotional baggage you're bringing over from your previous relationships. You don't trust no women. You know, it's MOB.
Money all over there with the foolishness.
So those are things you got to kind of sort out, right? But now let's get that out the way because that ends up always falling under the man-boy category.
Yeah, facts. The man. Okay, correct.
Remember we spoke about that last week. We talked about the man.
Tell them again, just in case somebody wasn't on that live. The difference between a man boy and a grown man.
So the man boy is a man as in his physical state, his age, and how long he's been on this planet, and he has bills. But meaning he has grown man responsibilities. He has bills he has to pay. He has a job, but everything else about him is still boy.
Yeah,
meaning still in high school. He still treats women the same way. He still talks to women the same way. He still talks the same way from high school. Dresses the same way. Still thinks the same way. So he is a man boy. So he has man properties, but boy qualities. Okay, so that's the difference. A grown man is everything opposite of that. You are fully walking in your stride as a grown man. So that's the difference. But that's what a lot of these people who should not be dating as men fall under the man boy. Let's move on. Let's talk about some standards right now, Bobby.
Oh, God.
There are certain standards I feel men should have for dating.
They should know. That's what I feel. They should know, but I got to be fair. Fathers are not in their lives.
I don't want to give them that excuse. We talk about grown men. Let's put all the excuses to the side, guys. Let's assume we're all adults now. Mm-hmm. We've taken out all the excuses from the beginning because now we're not dealing with people who should not be dating. You're a man. You should be dating. You have the basics. You don't have emotional baggage. You're not rich, but okay, you got a little bit of savings. You got your credit's not horrible. You know what I'm saying? And you can pay your bills. Okay. And you can afford to go out. You have that, just that, because that still leaves everybody in the mix. It doesn't remove too many people.
Okay.
For me, the number one standard in dating for men and women, oh, that's the speaker.
Yeah, the speaker.
Some men may come at me and kill me for this or go against it, but ladies, I'm here to debunk the myth. Chivalry isn't dead.
Oh my God. You know,
it's not dead. I opened the door for my mom.
Sister.
I open the door for any lady that I'm talking to.
Anybody.
My sister, my niece. It doesn't matter if it's an opposite sex and you're getting in my car. Now, certain situations, obviously, it doesn't make sense to open the door.
Yeah,
we're not talking about
There's always exceptions.
There's always exceptions, but the generalities of it.
Facts.
The generalities of it. Me as I'm modern, but my mindset of how I protect women, I'm very protective of women. As in, if we're walking, like you said, the street's on the right, I'm gonna be on the right. So if a car comes, I'm gonna get hit first. I'll take that blow.
I see that a lot. Where women are walking, the road is on the left, and the woman is on the side where the street is, and I'm like, who taught these men about dating?
Because it's for me, if a woman, my opinion, a woman is out with you on a date. To a certain degree, we're all adults, but to a certain degree, she is your responsibility.
100% facts.
Because why? something happens to her,
you,
the cops are looking at you first. Her family are looking at you first. Your family looking at you first. What the heck happened? You get what I'm saying? So that's why I feel that chivalry is very important. But Bobby, talk about a little bit about chivalry. Why, maybe what you think about why we brought it up, or what's your take on that?
I mean, my thing is this, right? Learning to open doors should be the norm. Learning to,
I opened the door for a lady, and you know, she was shocked.
yes,
We were going out.
I just had that happen like 2 days ago.
Yeah, and she's like, huh? And she's like, "Do you open doors?" I'm like, yeah, I open doors.
Yeah.
Don't get it wrong. It's not gonna be every single time.
Yeah, but it's.
But it is in me. This is what I do. It's not to impress you. It's just I feel that it's more out of respect. What do you think?
It's definitely a respect thing. If I look at life like this, right? If a man don't respect his mother, he's not gonna respect the woman he's with. If a man can't respect the fact that, okay, this is the woman that you're dating that could one day probably have the potential to be your wife, you should treat her like royalty. You should treat her like a special someone. And to me, no matter, it's like you said, even if it's a niece, even if it's your girlfriend, even if it's a wife.
Be careful with the royalty talk.
Oh, okay. You don't.
Be careful with the royalty talk. Ladies, all y'all ain't queens. I'm sorry. You have to.
Based on, let me say this.
Let's just be honest.
Okay, there's a truth to it.
There's a lot of girls who are douchebags.
There's a truth to it. Is there women in this world that don't have the characteristics of being considered a royalty woman? Yes.
Or deserving of that. Every woman should
very
be.
True.
Of course,
very
every woman. You know, if we're talking about equal, every woman should have the opportunity to deserve it. But it doesn't mean that you deserve it if you don't act that way. Everybody has the opportunity to deserve, you know, everybody deserves a degree, but not everybody's going to go to school and put in the work.
I mean, you're right about it. It's just like how every woman say I'm a good woman. It's like every man, I'm a great man. You should be great. I don't think that's something that's not a value added.
Now let's talk about that.
That's not a value added. That's like when men say,
just a little bit.
I'm a great person. I mean, that's not really, you should be a great person.
Let's segue into it. So when a man or a girl, but let's mainly a lot of women, they say, "Oh, what do you bring to the table?" Right? And this is a very hot topic. And they'll say, "You know, I'm a good person. I'm loving. I cook. I clean."
Those are just the normal qualities to me. That's not value. That's nothing special. You should be a great person.
It's assumed that most people are not great. It's assumed that most people can't cook. These are assumptions, which is why they use that and lean on it, but it's very weak because to men like us who know how to do, we're cooking right now. You get what I'm saying? Like
I'm cooking right now. While we live.
It's not a thing where it'd be great.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It'd be great if we could do this and we got, you know what I'm saying, a wifey in the room cooking for us and guys, what do you guys want? You want some potatoes? Okay, who doesn't love that? But as adults, we feel like what? These are pre-qualifications you should have for yourself. If you can't cook for yourself and be nice for yourself, what does that mean?
You know what the problem is for a lot of the reason that a lot of women feel that's a value added. It goes back to what they're hearing. It goes back to who they're around. It goes back to their dating patterns. At the end of the day, it's very true. I don't. When I hear women say I'm a great woman, or I even hear a man say that to a woman.
What you're supposed to be. What's the opposite?
What's some great qualities about you? I'm a great person. I'm a great man. Like, you should be a great man. But what is, see, here we go. It's a very subjective term.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a great man. Okay, in whose eyes, what is great to you?
Compared to who?
Compared to who? Like, I'm a great man. Like, what is great? You willing to sacrifice? You willing to compromise? You willing to be receptive? What is great? See, and this is why we're saying this, because men, when you're dating, you got to understand, you will meet women that will say these lines, okay? When you ask, what is what's some great qualities you bring, if that's a line you carry, they're going to say, I'm a great woman. I can cook. I can clean. That's nice to know. What else? I'm okay. Here's what I would love to listen to. Okay, you know what?
I was about to ask. What is important?
I'm gonna tell you what's important to me is a woman say this to me. Look, I want to be the peace to your life.
Oof.
I want to be the mother.
You're talking about hold on. You're talking about the intangibles.
Yes.
Okay.
Because again, for guys like us, we're financially we good.
Right.
So you can't buy me.
Right.
You can't buy me a pair of Jordans.
Right.
You can't buy me a car. Oh my God, I'm good. I can buy my own cars.
Right.
I can buy anything you could possibly buy.
Right.
It's not a money thing here.
Right.
It's more of the intangibles. Look, I want to be the peace in your world.
Right.
I realize you got a lot going on. I realize you're growing. I want to be that addition to really add value to your life and help you grow.
But the peace thing is the biggest thing.
So important. I'm gonna be real. 98
because they go to the girl who gives them the peace.
That's it. That's facts. One of the reasons a lot of men
all that
cheat.
Back and forth is not as important. She just, baby, come get what you want. Oh, that's it. It's peace. She put it on them real good.
Remember the video we watched earlier.
Oh yeah, you're right.
The first thing that women do when they have an argument with a man, let me take away the sex.
Yeah.
The man gonna go cheat to somewhere where there's peace.
Right.
Because for men, some men, sex is
doesn't
peace.
make it good, but
sex is peace.
But it is how we think. Right?
It is how we think.
But this ain't about the ladies today. We're gonna get on the men's case though.
For sure.
Because a lot of these dudes in the women's defense, they ain't it or they ain't shit, right?
And a lot of them ain't shit. And there's a lot of men that's not shit.
Which
and
is
it's sad.
Why we're doing this.
A lot of women, they're dating these ain't shit men. And again, this is what we're doing in this life to really get them molded correctly.
Yeah.
All right, now let's talk. Okay.
So chivalry, a man as a standard. These are just the standards you should have as a man.
Oh,
You're dating. Chivalry should be one. It doesn't mean that you become a simp. There's levels to chivalry.
There's a difference. Yeah, we're not saying do everything
Put
a
her
woman
on
says.
such a high pedestal day one. No.
You have to have your own opinion.
Be polite.
You got to be you.
You know, obviously, just the things that you know you're gonna do, whether you guys are in an argument or not. These are just. I'm gonna always open the door and let you in first. I'm gonna always make sure I'm, protecting you. Make sure I'm chivalrous. You get what I'm saying?
We're gonna answer some of these comments in a little bit, but
communication is another one, Bobby.
Okay, now that one. Trina, we see your comments. We're gonna answer some comments in a little bit.
After this section, we'll get to the comments. Go ahead.
We're gonna talk just about two more topics before we get into the comments. If you got comments below, if you got comments for today's topic, people, make sure you feel free to post your comments because tonight we're teaching men how to date 101. Men dating 101. How do you date? How to properly date? These are things we first talked about. Men that shouldn't be dating. Got financial problems, broke as hell, live at their parents' house. Don't have a car, don't want nothing in life. Don't know what you want in a relationship or dating. You shouldn't be dating. We also spoke about the men that have too many kids.
Yeah.
Too many kids. You're bringing so much baggage.
Too many.
Too many baggage. We also spoke about you're not emotionally stable. You're still hanging on to your past. You're still having baby mama drama. You're still sleeping at your baby mother's house and saying that the reason you sleep there because of the kids. People, let's stop playing. We're grown adults here. And women, I hope you're not falling for the baloney, but I guess when some people are in love, they do things that, oh my God, love is blind, like they say. Now, we're here talking about the standards of dating, okay? We first spoke about chivalry. We're now going to talk about another standard of dating that people need to hear about. We're going to take some of these comments in a minute, okay? This is something so powerful, okay? So powerful. Men, understand, women are not mind readers, okay? When you have something on your mind, say it, speak it. Communication is the biggest problem with a lot of men. When you're dating men, I'm going to tell you something. Learn to speak up. Learn to speak your opinion. Learn to speak your perspective. Learn to speak how you feel.
And know how to deliver it.
That's how you say it is so important, my boy.
Because let me piggyback on that a little bit.
Important.
Because you got to understand.
Communication.
We are men, right? So as men,
facts.
We're going to come off a little bit more aggressive, where we have much more testosterone, triple the times as women do. So,
True.
So they may feel as if, oh my gosh, he's coming. Why are you yelling at me? No. We're men. We're gonna speak with some bass in our voice. But here's the thing. When we talk about communication, it's if there is a problem, fellas, communicate that. Let her know what you feel. Don't just come and disrespect her unnecessarily, but say, hey, look, I know we said not, and I know you had a few of these situations. I never did this. I actually never did this. I'm not gonna lie, but I know Bobby did this a few times. But we have a situation where we're going out. We said meet at 8:00. You get there at 8:30. fellas, communication is a thing, because now if you feel some type of way about it and you're not really telling her, and then you're holding it under, to her, she thinks she's fine because she's used to getting away with it.
Facts.
The reason why communication is important, fellas, is because you need to communicate, stand on what you say, and put these, it's like a strike. 1, 2, 3, you're out. Because you have to have, this is why we call these the standards for your dating.
Facts.
As a man.
Some men letting women be late 10, 20 times.
Oh, it's cool.
It's cool, it's cool.
It's cool, baby. No, I'm gonna get you a shirt that says I'm a simp.
That's all it is.
You'll receive it on Amazon Prime in 2 days. Because that's
it's crazy.
That's what you're doing.
A woman is an hour late, it's cool.
No.
She's an hour late 3 times, it's cool.
You can understand if she's late. We all have this.
One time, cool.
I was late an hour late to a dinner, but I apologize tremendously. I was like, look, I'm so sorry. This is not what it meant. And move on. I owned up to being late, but you need to communicate that. That's one example. Another example is if you're not happy with something,
facts,
please say it at the immediate moment. Don't hold it back because
Oh, let me wait for the right day to say it. No.
Happy life, crap. Listen, guys, listen. If 2 people are not happy, it's not gonna work. But you need to know.
Facts.
In my opinion, for modern women, they may not understand this, but from my opinion, in relationships with a man and a woman, there needs to be a hierarchy. This is why we talking about standards, and we're going to get to what we call the non-negotiables.
Oh, facts.
We're not there yet, but we're going to talk about that. Next, what's the next one, Bobby, for a standard? We talked about we talked about communication, learning how to communicate and how to deliver it. Because you can say it to her, but you saying it with such a horrible tone.
Let me say this too. When you say
fix your tone a little bit.
Men, when you're speaking, when we talk about communication, 1 is speak your mind. 2 is knowing when to say it.
Okay.
Learning to talk to her, not talk through her.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Men have this thing, especially if they got some money.
That's the
Sometimes they broke as hell and they still got that same energy. They talking through the woman.
They got that Warren Buffett.
They got that Warren Buffett with some Kmart fucking pockets. You know what I'm saying? And this is crazy to me. And this is the problem. Men, I want you to understand. Knowing how to speak to a woman when you want to communicate something is important. I don't believe in holding back, and I don't believe this whole thing is, I don't want to hurt her feelings. I want her to know how I feel.
Right.
I'm not trying to be rude. I want you to know how I feel and how I'm personally thinking based on whatever this scenario is.
Correct.
And when men don't do this, this is the problem why a lot of women continuously do some of the same things. And they complain, oh, why certain men leaving me?
Right.
Because a lot of men, you guys don't like to communicate. You think women are mind readers. You don't like to speak your mind when it's the right time. It's okay to speak your mind. It's okay to say how you feel. Just don't be rude about it.
Right. So now it's a perfect segue into, we're talking about standards for dating for men. You need to be chivalrous.
Open the doors, close the door.
Pick her up, open the door,
yeah.
Close the door. Let her know that you respect her in that way, in that manner. You think of her highly in that regard.
Facts.
Why? Because it's a respect thing. Because if you treat her that way, you should receive the same type of respect. You should be able to reciprocate that when it comes to how she speaks to you, how she communicates with you, how she interacts with you, what she thinks about you. Okay? Communication. The next one we're going to speak about is leadership.
Oh, God, this is a good one.
Men, you should always be in a leadership role when you're dating. These are standards, guys. These are things we're going over, but we shouldn't have to talk about. These are standards for men, grown men who are dating. What does leadership mean, Mike? Leadership. You say you meet a woman. Damn. You drop something. Oh, Sugar. You named her Sugar. You picked her up however you picked her up, right? We were talking about it earlier. You picked her up. You picked her in a little fight. Pick up line. She laughed. Okay, cool. Now you're on the first. You're about to get on the first date. You're texting. Just a side note. You don't need to have these 3, 5, 6 hour long text messages. That's for the date. The text messages are quick, simple, short to get to know them. The basics. Everything else more is leading to the next date. So you can have something to speak about. Because then you get there, you already know where they're from. You already know everything.
Yeah, some men don't know how to leave that.
You can text until 5
curiosity.
in the morning, boss.
Right.
Just speed the date up if that's the case. If y'all can't, slow the texting down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Give it time to build.
Give it time to build. Leave some type of spice. Okay. But what do we mean by leadership? It's time to go on the date. You need to be in a leadership role. What do I mean? You text her, hey, while you're speaking, look, I'm so glad I met you at wherever you met her at, or whatever dating website, however. Look, are you free on XYZ this day? I'd love to meet for XYZ. For dinner, let's just say. Are you free Saturday at 7? Let's have dinner. Leave it at that. If she says yes or no, whatever the case is, you go forward from there. But if she does say yes, you need to set the date and the time.
You see that's
date, time, specifically location after she agrees. You don't say location yet until she agrees. But this is where you need to do your homework as in a leadership role.
put the effort.
And after you ask, there needs to be a sequence. Hey, what's your favorite meal? What do you like to eat? What's your go-to when you go out? If you could eat this every day, what would you eat? Learn how to ask these questions a little bit more exciting in a way. Keep it open-ended. Google it if you have to. Because how you ask the question is important because it's going to entice her to want to text you back. Okay? Hey, are you free at 7? She says yes. Okay.
See, that's you would think a lot of men.
It's up to you. What do you want to do?
Yeah, what you feel like doing? That's
it's just the biggest turnoff for her.
Let me get this right. You're dating a man that doesn't know where he wants to take you.
You're dating a man
that never knows what he wants. That's very indecisive. What's the point of dating him?
Yeah, no, that's facts.
That means when real life hits him with real scenarios, he's not going to learn how to handle those scenarios. It's going to be very difficult for him to make a decision. I'm going to say this too, right? Another standard for dating that we don't have up there when I really think about it, Mike, is men. I want you to understand the importance of if you're dating, one, and this goes both ways. This is just for me, having a personality. It's important to have a personality.
But explain that, Bobby. What does personality mean to you?
Some men are very dry when it comes to conversing. Boring as hell, very mundane, whatever word we want to use.
But they don't know that they are. Some men don't know that they are. So should they fix that before they go to... I think they should fix that before they start dating.
Like, who wants to date a square? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Who wants to date a square? Like, you're a square. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
Some girls like that shit.
I've been on relationship dates where women, they're straight squares. There's this lady, she was an accountant, making $100,000. Square. But she make 100. I'm passing. I'm good.
Yeah, the 100
I'm
don't mean
good.
nothing.
The 100 don't mean nothing.
That shit don't mean
you
nothing.
Slave, you square. I'm good. You have no personality. I can't. Yeah. I can already see you can't vibe. You don't know how to just enjoy. All she knows is ledgers.
That's it.
That's it. And look, and that's another thing too. While we're talking about this, men, that's another thing I want to talk to you guys about. When you're dating, learn to turn off your job at the dating table.
Correct.
If you date, okay, you're dating, you do not have to talk about your job at every goddamn dinner date.
Right.
You do not have to talk about your job at every goddamn brunch you brought the woman to.
Right.
It's okay to just have normal conversation. But in order to have normal conversation or normal conversing skills.
This goes back to the personality.
Here we go. It goes back to personality.
Okay.
It goes back to being open with life, trying things, being observant with life. Because now if the person doesn't travel or they're not into trying things, they're going to have a dry personality at the table. It's going to be very bland because they don't do anything. There's
nothing to talk about.
They don't do nothing.
They're not curious.
Nothing.
I like to be curious when I'm at a date. What is crazy? What have you done? What was the craziest thing you did at this day? Or like,
imagine.
What is if you're picking a wine, what do you like to drink? I'm very curious. I use my curiosity to lead my questions. So when I'm asking you things, it's not just random. It's a reason. There's an end to the goal. But I pre-thought about this. But before we get to the next point, the last point, and we'll take some questions, is there's a difference between leadership.
Oh, God.
Right? There's a difference between leadership and being controlling.
Oh, yeah. There's a big difference.
Guys take the lead in the decision. Hey, we're going to go here at this day at this time.
Yes.
Controlling is we're only gonna go here at this day at this time.
Facts.
And there's no wiggle room.
Facts.
If you say we're going to the beach at 12 o'clock in sunny Isles, she could say, babe, let's go to Boca. For people who live in Florida, but let's go to whatever beach is in your area or to the mall, whatever. Insert whatever you.
Thank you, Rachel.
But you don't need to be controlling, meaning, no, this is what we're doing, and that's it. I'm the man. I say what I said. That's not it. We're talking about taking the lead, as in the initiative.
See, that's when that whole topic and that whole word, that whole noun, that whole subject of submissiveness comes in, right?
Yeah.
Men, at the end of the day, your woman that you're dating is your partner. You work together. And I want you to understand, you are not her boss. You are not her God. And I want to make sure men understand that, because that whole leadership versus control is such a problem for some men. They got some money in their pocket. Some of them just got some jewelry in their pocket. They think at the end of the day, controlling makes them more of a man. No, you want a woman. You want a partner that you can enjoy with. It's imperative you understand that, yeah, you're leading on decisions when it comes to certain decisions, but you're not controlling the person's life. That person has a life too. It's your life, their life, and if you have kids, the family's life. Yeah. It's not just your life. And I think a lot of people get that confused. We're going to take a couple questions. Shouts out to Rachel that's live right now. Appreciate the comment.
But before we do, let's talk about effort. Let's get the effort.
Oh, that's a good one before we go in. Yeah. Oh,
so these are the 4 standards we spoke about: chivalry, communication, leadership, and then effort. These are standard things men should be doing when they're dating. Putting in the effort. Every man should have an open table account. Oh, God. An open table means, for the guys, if you don't know what it is, it's an app that allows you to pick the hottest restaurants in your area, and then you can put reservations. Take ladies to places that require reservations. Stop all this walk-in bar crap. Taking her to Brew's Room or to chill. Like we're not talking about those types of places. We're not saying you need to go to the 5-star Michelin. Understand the words and the context of what we're saying is that if it does not require reservations, maybe you should not take her there.
Facts.
Because it's not just about her, it's about both of you. Wouldn't you want an experience? What does that say about you? I'm not taking a woman to a place that I don't even want to go to. I'm taking you there because not only this is my standard, this is what I want to eat, but I know guaranteed if this is what I want to eat, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. I'm going to put you on, baby. Don't worry. That's the leadership in me.
Guys, Mike just gave you guys.
But effort is important. Effort.
When we talk about effort, this is a problem. Do you know there is grown men that will take a woman that they're courting, dating, in a relationship with? This is date number 10, probably. They're still going to Chili's. Yo, that's crazy. You still going? And look, I'm not hating that. That's what you put up for.
I'm not. Let's not say if you go to Chili's and y'all relationship is cool and it's a Chili's type relationship, we're not degrading it. It's just that we're just giving comparisons. But the better comparison is McDonald's. You're not going to take your girl to dinner at McDonald's. That's what we mean by that. Something that's very accessible that you can go to any day. Make it special. It doesn't need to be a $300 a piece dinner.
You can take them on a picnic.
There you go.
You can take them on a picnic.
You can talk about that. You're giving too much game.
People, men, I'm gonna give y'all some more game right now. Men, do y'all understand? Women just want to have a good time. They just want to enjoy some time with you on a date.
But they like to see the effort and creativity.
Exactly. Do you understand? You can make some sandwiches, go on a picnic, bring a bottle of some some $7 Verdi or $10 champagne.
Forget all that. You get a seafood boil.
Imagine
if you don't make it. You go to a restaurant, pick up whatever they like.
Come on.
You bring the blankets with you. You put it in the car, in the bag, whatever. You get you some.
Men don't know that. First thing they doing 5-star.
You go to a park.
That's the problem.
In a decent location. I'm gonna take you by the ocean. You know what I'm saying?
Men don't understand the whole picnic. They don't know what a picnic is, Mike.
Bring you a little speaker like how we got.
Man, they going to Komodos, Mike.
If you want a playlist, I got a perfect playlist for y'all boys. You know what I'm saying?
Mike,
on iTunes. You put that in the background, your little mobile speaker.
These boys want to play Kodak Black on the
All right, baby, I brought you here because of da. But what it does to her is like, damn, I've never. And a lot of women want it, but they've never. A lot of guys talk about it. There's already a 1% of 1% who's done that.
See, it takes
or who's willing to do that.
It takes a man who understands that
outside the box.
Outside the box, you have to be an unorthodox thinker. And if you're not an unorthodox thinker, what Mike is stating, what we're talking about, may not make sense to you, but women on a date, men, I want to just give y'all the honest truth. They want to talk to you. They want to laugh.
Laughter, biggest thing.
That laughter is the key, the secret recipe.
For y'all fellas.
Secret recipe. Men, if you're dating,
laugh.
Just make her laugh. I'm telling you, make her laugh.
Understand her humor.
That's it. I'm telling you.
Because not everybody has the same humor. Some niggas is corny as fuck with their humor. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it how I said it.
It's
sorry
fact.
for my language, but it is what it is.
Facts is fact.
Look. Some dudes, their humor is very corny, and there needs to be some training for certain people who need to learn how to be more groomed as a better man to date. Right, to be desirable, and we're gonna get to those other things next before we get to those after we get to these questions. But guys, we're talking about the standards of dating for men. Let's at least go back over the topics, then we'll take the next comment. The first thing we spoke about was chivalry. Ladies, it's not dead. You're just with the wrong dude.
100% facts.
For us, it's not a thing to think about to open the door for you. That's just who we are. It's just wired in you. It's not something you have to think about. To be a gentle man is not something you need to think about. You either are or you're not.
Women, if you're teaching a man how to be a man, that's a problem. That's a problem.
No, he can be a man, but not every man is a gentle man. There's a reason for that. You have communication. Learn how to communicate with the woman you're with, whether good or bad. Understanding how to deliver the communication.
That's such a big.
You don't like something, you don't just cuss her out about the shit. You say, all right, look, man. Yeah. I know maybe we didn't talk about this, but I would have preferred if you did X, Y, Z instead of saying, here's what you did wrong. No. I would have preferred if we did this. I'm okay with it, but I would have preferred if we did it like this. I'm over it now, but I just wanted to let you know, so there's no, so you don't think I'm holding it back. It's simple communication.
Sweetheart, about the other night, I just wanted to have, can we table this conversation? Great. We finally table it. Okay, baby, look. The other night we had a great time. I do want to talk to you about one of the incidents in that particular.
Peep the tonality and the volume of the voice.
Imagine, I'm not loud.
You're inviting.
Sweetheart.
She has to listen now. She has to sit over and be like, he's talking kind of soft and low.
Imagine. Sweetheart, our last outing was amazing. I enjoyed myself. But there was an incident I do want to discuss with you, if you don't mind. Is right now a great time. Men,
start with the positive. It was great.
It was great.
Good.
Exactly.
I love that dress you had on. I like that women understand. Listen, pay attention to the details, guys. Look at the nails. Look at the toes. Compliment those things. Oh, I like your nails. Oh, I like your toes. I see you. I like the color was going. Most guys ain't caring about that stuff. They just expect it. But it's simple. It's a little, little $30, $40 nail thing. But it's important to just compliment it because why? She went out of her way to sit down for 30, 45 minutes to an hour to get this damn thing done with this lady she can't understand. At least you could you could say, oh, I like this, and try to learn about it. Say, what's that? Check out that dip. This is a dip. What's the difference between that?
Exactly.
And let them talk about their world. It's not always about you. And then we spoke about leadership and effort. These are the standards for dating, guys. Communication, chivalry, communication, leadership, and effort. It takes effort to date.
All right, here we go. We got some questions.
Are we starting from the top?
We're starting from the top. Trina, what's popping tonight? What's going on? Trina, Mary is in the building. They will respect their mom and still screw over their woman.
Who's they?
Okay. The men have learned this trick. Okay, obviously this person has a vendetta with But okay, here's the thing, right?
I'm gonna let you say that, then I have something after.
Okay.
Go ahead.
By theory, it's not proven that if a man treats his woman well, he would treat you well. But I want to
mean his
mother. Okay. I want to also add this component to it because there's more parts to that statement, right? Women understand in order for you to get that same treatment, are you giving him peace? Or is he sexually satisfied to his liking, not your liking? This is another problem with women. I'm going to love a man how I want to love him.
Yeah.
Not how he wants to be loved. This is a big problem with women. Yes. I want to love him how I want to love him. No. Men have a different love language. You cannot love a man how you want to love him. You have to love him how he wants to be loved, and he's going to love you how you want to be loved.
How you always telling him.
This is the problem with a lot of people. Then they say, well, he treats his mother one way, he treats me different. How are you loving him? How are you loving him? In his perspective or in your perspective? I thought I'd share that, not saying that this is what it is, Trina. I'm just saying in general. But that's a good question. I think it's all based on the man. With that comment you put, Trina, some men will treat their mother well. And again, I'm going to give you the raw, honest truth. Some men don't respect who they're dating, and they're going to treat them like trash. That's just the facts.
Correct. But here's the thing. But here's the thing. Let's before we get to the next comments and everything, let's just be clear for people who are listening. And for any open discussion, people have a lot of people have a habit of bringing subjective truths or subjective realities, meaning what they have experienced, what they know, which is fair. That's what you know. Does not make that the norm. You can be in a room with 4 or 5 other girls, and they've all experienced the same thing. That does not make that the norm. That's the norm in your world. Because down the street, another set of girls are getting different results. So when we're talking about these things, I don't want us to get caught up in the anecdotal, one-off situations. Because what we're talking is, we're talking about grown adult men and women who are dating. Not little girls, not little guys. Now, unfortunately, that's a whole other topic we're going to talk about. But be very thoughtful, conscious in the comment section when you're commenting on these things, because yes, we get it. The guys that you have dealt with, if you've witnessed, do treat their mom great and still treat their woman like garbage. We get that. You've witnessed that. But this is not a proven fact for all men.
There's always exceptions.
We know the exceptions. We're not talking about the exceptions, ladies. We're talking about, we're talking about the overall arching all of men. So let's just keep that in context when we're having these conversations. Go, what's the next one, buddy?
That's Trina again. Trina got a couple of them, but I'm going to answer all of them.
Back to back.
Actually, Trina not playing. Shout out to Trina, man.
Nah, I respect that.
She's so cool. Trina says cooking and cleaning is still a life skill.
Okay, so Trina, when you please respond to this, we'll give you time to respond and we'll come back. But when you say it's a life skill, yes, you're 100% correct. But because it's a life skill, it does not make that life skill an asset.
True.
That's a difference.
True.
Cleaning your clothes, brushing your teeth, washing your body are all life skills. Why? Because we had to learn these things as kids growing up to adulthood. We had to learn how to drive.
100% facts.
I can't get with my girl, I know how to drive and make it seem like that's an asset. No, you're supposed to know how to drive. You're grown. So part of being grown, a lot of these asset talks, so what you bring to the table talk, are life skills that every adult should bring. What's the next one?
Trina again.
But please respond to that.
Trina again. And Trina, feel free to respond. Trina says, will he be peaceful too? I guess it's prior to our earlier conversation. And she says, I find some men are asking for peace when they are raising all types of hell. I'm going to piggyback on that. I'm going to answer you first, Trina, right? In life, Trina, I want to say this. In life, women and men, we choose to deal with who we deal with. We have options on both sides, and I want to clarify this. In life, You have an option to deal with the mess. You have an option to not deal with the mess. You have the option to choose this guy. You have an option to choose or make better decisions. And you have also an option to communicate to see if the situation could get better. To me, if a man has a lot of kids and you feel the drama is coming, I'm going to tell you, even me as a man dating women, the minute I hear a woman has 2, 3 kids, I'm not interested. It's nothing rude. I love women. I love kids. But I don't want to even figure out if there is a mess if they have more than one child. That's just what I call my non-negotiable. I'm not negotiating that. If a person has one child, I'm willing to date the person based on the fact everything else lines up. Meaning there's no drama. That child is in order. The mother is financially stable.
Listen up, fellas.
I will deal with the mother that has one child. But if she has 2, 3, 4, I'm not even gonna waste my time and take her on a date. I'm not interested.
You're clarifying.
I'm not interested. Yes, relationship.
We're not talking about casual dating, meaning you're just gonna have sex with the.
Okay, now if I'm single and we're talking about just dating, casual sex.
Casual sex. That's a different.
If that was the case, that's different. See, if we're talking casual sex, men, it's different.
We're talking about relationships, so y'all understand, fellas.
You gotta understand the difference. If you're talking casual sex, there's a lot of men. I have done it numerous times. My body's built a certain way when it comes to sex. Okay. I have dated a lot of women that have kids. But as I got older, okay, I started realizing taking all these women to Pound Town.
My dog before.
Taking all these women to Pound Town is not worth it for me because I started realizing you don't fit the criteria of what I'm looking for long term.
Correct.
Based on where I'm at now. But in my past, when I was single,
correct,
loose as a goose, and taking women to Pound Town, knowing I'm just casually dating, it didn't make a difference. You could have had 5 kids. That's not my problem. I know I'm not staying with you. I could care less. I'm gonna put on my contraceptive. We on it. We at it. You going to Pound Town. You meeting the governor. That's what it is.
Okay.
That's what it is.
So now, okay. So, and she said, repeat her last one again.
Her last one, Trish
says,
have a comment. Will he be peaceful too?
Okay, so here's the thing. What I just want people to know, and it's not picking at you, Trina. It's just in general with women.
That's not the Trina, man.
Because it's not just you, and it's not a fault to you. I just want you and other women to understand where we're coming from when we talk about this. Whenever we're putting the spotlight and criticizing, certain things about a woman, the automatic deflect is, will he this? Or what about him? Or what about this? What about what he does? The ladies, end of the day, we're all grown, we're adults, we all have decisions, we all make choices.
Facts.
Every day we wake up, we get choices and decisions we're allowed to make. Brand new ones. So, as men, we're not always worried about, what about what she do? What about what her do? No. We're taking accountability. I cheated, my bad. Or I'm not her piece, my bad. That's how y'all want us to take it and keep it at that. We're not taking it and saying, okay, but what about what you do? No. Because we know y'all place, we know our place. But there's a common thing that women have when we're speaking about them, and maybe some of the, not you specifically, but just certain types of women who have certain types of bad habits. There's a deflect, an automatic deflect of, what about what the man does in here? What about when he does it? Has nothing to do with that. What that shows is that it proves to the point when men say, you love to be held, but just not accountable.
That's true.
You love being held at night, but you don't like to be held when it comes to accountability.
Is that a fact? Is that a fact?
Oh, I believe it's true. I don't know if it's a fact because nobody can make that a fact.
I know what you mean.
But you get what I'm saying. Like,
is it true to say that women are never wrong?
Of course, we know that. We know that.
Is it true to say that women don't like to be held accountable for their mistakes?
We know that.
It's true.
Even if they make a mistake, it's always somebody. Well, the state said if they send me this paper, and when I went to DMV, he said it's always something else versus saying, you know what? No, you're right. I messed up. No, I was wrong. Men are raised and born to do that because we have to. You missed the shot. You should have passed it to me because of sports. Oh, you know what? I messed up. My bad. Run the laps.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Coach, y'all all got to run the lap because he did. We're built with that. But what's the next one?
Trina again. Trina, shouts out to you, baby. Trina says, preach, Bobby. Too many kids and all of these baby mamas. Whew. I'm sorry, women. And I'm going to say this to men. Men, look.
Y'all need to relax.
Look. Men, think about what you're doing.
When
a child comes in this world, that is a real responsibility.
And garbage.
Nowadays, a lot of men have a lot of kids without considering the fact of how is it looking on the other side for the woman to date you. I got my rules. I'm sorry. As a man, when I date women, I got a one-child rule. If you have one child, cool. As long as that child doesn't have any drama, as long as you're stable, we good. But if you have any child more than one, I don't care how many great qualities you have. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
And please, ladies, don't expect it as disrespect if every man's non-negotiable does not align with Bobby's non-negotiable.
And there's some men, they'll take a woman with 2-3 kids, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, some men will not take you at all.
Yes.
As a kid. Understand that. Don't make it seem, oh, he a coward. No.
He has the option.
Listen to why. Think about why he doesn't want to.
This is fact.
Why would he when he can just go get brand new?
Women, I want y'all to understand. This is advice for giving men on dating. Tonight's topic is about teaching men how to date.
So, fellas, understand.
It's okay.
When you're choosing, it's fine.
You have to
understand you're signing up to be a stepfather, even though you may not think you are. Understand the responsibility that takes. Do you have the character? Do you have the gravitas? Do you have the mental capacity, the emotional capacity to say, you know what, I haven't had a child yet.
And I'm gonna be honest with you.
But I'm gonna take your child as mine and grow it as such. Understand you need to be built and cut from a different cloth. Most men don't come from that factory, unfortunately.
And I want to piggyback on Mike and have y'all understand. Fellas, it's okay to not want to date a woman with a child. A person can't judge you for that. Okay? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to say this too. If you know you are a man who is selfish, you're going to have a hard time dating a woman with a child. Because you have to be selfless to date a woman with a child. I'm telling you.
It's not about you anymore.
It's not about you.
It's not even about both y'all anymore.
It's about the child.
You step in as the new stepdad.
I love how Mike said that. There's nothing wrong with you as a man when you're dating to say, I don't date women with kids. I'm not interested. It's okay. In this society
don't
today.
Don't even step to her if you know she wants a relationship.
And my thing is, I love how you said that. Don't waste her time.
Yeah, don't step to her.
Don't go on dates. Don't waste her. See, it goes back to communication again.
Yeah.
Be honest.
Real. Just be real. Look,
just be real. I just want to have sex with you. I don't date women with kids.
Cool. Keep it moving. Most of them are going to say no because they've already gone down that route, obviously, and had a child.
Facts.
With a dude that ain't no good, so they don't want to go out here and just have sex.
I feel where you're coming from, Mike. I hate when women make it seem like if a man doesn't want to date a woman with a child, it's oh wow, he's so no. You had that child with another man. I don't date women with kids. It's not a problem. It's the man's decision. He has the option and the opportunity to pick who he wants and what he wants.
And ladies, you should be doing the same
thing. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know what women, even though I will date a woman with one child. That's just my rule. One child.
I don't suggest, me personally, just me. I don't suggest women date a man with a child. That's just me. I'm sorry, fellas. Y'all feel how y'all feel, but I don't feel a man. If you have a child, because we're built differently.
And there's
what
nothing
do
wrong
I
with that.
mean?
Mike will not date a woman with a child. And there's nothing wrong with that.
What I'm saying is for a woman, if she's dating a man, he has a child, I think she needs to be very cautious because why? The reason why I say I don't think she should is because
you better know what you're getting
normally
into.
you have to understand. You have to really trust that man and understand.
You better know what you're getting
He
into.
could still be knocking down baby mama,
beating the frame out of him.
He could still be pursuing that and knocking her down. Not like she's throwing it at him. No, he's actively, when you getting on his nerve, pursuing it.
I remember.
Because he's not done with that situation.
Hey, I'm going to say this, right? While Mike talking, we're taking the next comment from Trina, right? I've heard numerous times men who have a child, it's like they have this attachment, a lifetime achievement attachment
to the baby mother.
To the baby mother.
Oh, she's always mine.
She always mine because she has a child with me. Me and her always gonna be doing our thing no matter what.
That's a territorial thing, isn't it?
That's a problem.
Yeah.
And if women, you step in that lane, knowing what the scenario is,
what it could be,
and the probability of what it can be, that's on you.
That's on you.
That's on you.
I don't want to hear all that. He's a good guy.
Oh, I don't know why he did.
You don't know what a good guy is, because every guy is different. So all this, he's a good guy. To you, he's good.
Every guy's a good guy in the beginning.
Listen, here's what I want to give ladies a gem.
Every guy's a good guy.
Here's what I want to give ladies. Here's the gem.
Give him a gem, Mike.
You judge your man, if he's a quote-unquote good man, under current or past stress.
Facts.
Obstacles. Pressure. You see how he handles it, whether it's in his life, your life, y'all life together. How he handles conflict lets you really know if he's a good man.
I like what.
Not when everything is sweet and cupcakes.
Facts.
Somebody comes in and starts rambling off. Does he handle it like he could have really just knocked this guy out, or he handled it so classy where you're just like, damn, you could have, but you didn't. Because you thought way past the situation. Versus another guy's going to be like going off the hip, and then he murders the guy and he's in jail. Is that a good guy because he protected you?
That's a good comparison. That's a good comparison.
Think about that.
That's a good comparison.
When another guy can handle the same situation and not take it to that level and keep you safe, and he can walk away as well.
I think that goes back to maturity levels too with a man, and how you say man, boy versus grown man.
That's just as an example, but that's what I want women to think about is during times of stress and pressure. That's when you can say, "Damn, is he a good man?" We're
gonna go through a couple comments.
Go ahead.
Trina said, "Deliver your opinion without condemning mine." Okay, I get it. You will not speak to me in a condescending tone. Okay, understood. That makes a lot of sense. Trina again says, "Inconsiderate if you are late. Don't waste my time." Very true. Trina, I'm with you on that so hard because I don't like women being late. If you're gonna be late, okay, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, I'm cool with that. But at
least let me know.
Text me, I'm running late, I'm running behind. That whole 10 times being late, on the second, we're already gonna have a problem. Or
just pulling up and not thinking that you being late is okay.
Yeah, because I'm a woman.
Because to some guys, they don't care.
Being quiet to keep the peace is not healthy. How you feel about that one? That's a good one, Mike. I like Trina, that's a good one. I like that question. I like that statement.
A lot of fellas do.
Trina on some real shit right now. But here's the thing. She gets serious now. I like that. That's a real one.
A lot of fellas do this. They get quiet to keep the peace. But are you really keeping peace if it's going to blow up in the future?
Or are you being really yourself? That's a real. Think about that.
Which is called being a man.
There's a lot of men that say this.
I'm a real nigga.
I'm a real man. I don't like to get into argument. I just keep the peace and be quiet.
Nah, you ain't real, bro. Because you ain't speak your piece. You didn't speak. You don't know how to deliver it. You don't know how to. You scared of conflict, in my opinion.
You rather not tell her the truth.
No, I'm gonna tell you the goddamn truth. I don't like the nails you got. They cool. You got them. I just don't like them. It is what it is. Your hair do straight. I just don't like weaves, baby. I'm sorry. I don't like that wig on your head the way it is. I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna tell you, baby. It's not my thing, but if it makes you feel great, I'm with it.
Let me see what Rachel.
That type of man I am. I'm gonna tell you if I don't like you. That's just me.
Rachel Cash says, "I wish there were more men like you too where I live." All love, Rachel. Shout out to Rachel Cash in the building.
Rachel, drop your state in your city where you at. Please.
Yeah, let
people know. Let the people know where you are in state where you in. Please.
Yeah, please do. Let me see. Trina says. I can do.
Standards for me.
You know, I like that one. Trina says. Well, Trina says this comment that chauvinism, I can't deal with it right. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it right. I'm a partner. You're not my boss or my daddy. I guess you was talking about earlier when we was talking. It's true.
Well, hold on, but I don't get the question. I don't get what she's saying.
No, she was putting a comment to when we spoke about earlier about when I said at the end of the day, when you're dating a woman, you're not her boss. You're not her God. You're not her father.
Leadership.
Leadership, yeah. You are just my
controlling.
Facts. Because some men, they take that control to another level.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's my devil's advocate of it. I don't believe in this partner crap. That's just me.
Well, you're on your own with that. I believe in it.
I don't believe in this partner crap.
So you catch a flat. You call your girl 3 a.m. She ain't your partner? What she is?
No.
Was she your helper? She gonna help put the tire on, or she your partner?
Okay, so
hold on. Is she gonna help? She gonna help you, or she gonna be a partner and come pick you up? She ain't gonna help you.
That's fine. But let's go back to it now.
Let's go. Go on.
Let's talk about it. Because a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Here's the reason why.
I want to hear this one.
Here's the reason why.
So Mike believes.
No, it's not belief.
Mike has a depiction.
No.
Which one you want to use?
Let's bring this back. Let's bring this back to where this came from. Let's talk about religion for a second.
Oh,
we have to, because why? You can't just be a Christian on Sunday. You can't just listen to the Bible on Sunday.
Okay, go. Let me see where you're going.
Because in the Bible, what does it say?
Let me see where you're going with this so I can see if
you're supposed to be a man's what? What is the woman's job in the Christianity? Is to be a man's what? Help me. So all this, I'm your partner situation, you're not equal to me as a man, as in everything that I do, because I'm not equal to you as a woman. You're made to make the house. In species, in the lion kingdom, a man goes out and hunts. You don't see these. You can see the woman going out to hunt, but the man's not over here feeding these kids, pulling out his breasts. Only a woman can do that. That's her domain. So yeah, if they catch a flat, she's gonna come pick me up. But who's paying for the flat?
That's based on. Oh, no, you at it again. I can't. I'm not with you on
Who's paying for the flat?
It all depends on the woman.
I get that. I get what you're saying.
It all depends on the woman.
You like.
I've had a lot of women they pick up they hat.
That's fine.
They pick up they.
But here's my point.
Shouts out to the women I've dated. If you dated me,
here's my point.
You know I respect what you got going on.
Here's my
they
point.
Pick up their tat.
Here's the issue where the partner thing comes into play.
Cool. Shut.
The partner thing. The partner issue is that the woman now puts herself in a masculine energy. What do I mean? Now there's always a need to be right. There's always a disagreeable situation. Okay. There's no leadership. Because in a 50-50, there's no leadership. You both are leaders, right? You're with a boss bitch. So how can there be a partnership if there's no one leading?
See, I don't date those. I don't date boss.
Then that's a partnership. You're not in it. That means you're not with a partner.
I don't date boss.
You're with a woman and you're the man. That's what I mean by that.
So you're saying it's 60-40?
It doesn't matter what the percentage is. My point is just you're leading, right?
Yeah.
So if it is 60 whatever the percentage is, because why? She's not picking the time, location, and
she ain't going on that roof, huh?
She's not picking the time, date, and location.
I get where you go.
You get what I'm saying?
I get what you go.
So that's my only issue. I'm your husband and you're my wife. I'm not, we're partners. Because they do that partner crap as in a business. This is not a business. This is a relationship. This is a bond for life. So you're my wife. I'm your husband. I'm going to do my duties. You're going to do your duties. A football team, everybody can't be the coach. An assistant coach. You need to have a running back.
So just to clarify, Mike, you're telling me a woman will never be your partner in a relationship.
No, I don't consider her my partner. And you have to be very specific.
But you can have partner characteristics.
But what is partner characteristics? Explain it. Explain what partner characteristics is.
She's there for you equally as you were there for her to a certain degree.
Correct. Okay, and that's it. But
right?
Remember, you're talking about roles. You can't make a woman and a man the same thing.
We're gonna be here all night. No, we're gonna be here all night because it's like Mike walking tonight. He don't like the fact I don't like the women to be partners. I got partners. If you dated me, you was my partner. I respect
that partner crack.
Mike don't have partners.
I don't believe in this. We going half on this.
I dated partners.
I'm gonna take care of it, okay? and you're gonna do X. That's yeah, we're working together if you want to call it a partner, but the partner mentality is what I don't agree with. We can still be partners. You call me, that's cool.
Let's take some of these comments, right?
I'm your husband, you
are
my wife.
Almost at 10:30. So we got a question, right? Trina said, do you guys feel because some women are desperate to be married, the pickings for a woman of a great man and for a woman, hold on, let me repeat that. Do you guys feel like because some women are desperate to be married, the pickings for a woman are great for a man and the woman not so much? Okay, she's right. Okay, I see what she's going.
No, here's my.
I see what she's going with that.
I see what she means.
That's a great question. I see what she's going.
It's a difference because men need to be focusing on their purpose. Women should be, in my opinion, prioritizing instead of waiting till 35 to say, "Let me get a husband" when they can't have kids and do certain things. So, I wouldn't say it's harder. It just depends on when they pick and how they're picking. Because if you're picking later in life, you have a time. There's a wall for you. For men, it's a little different. So, because if you want kids, if you don't want kids, it don't matter. This not that type of question.
Trina got some real good questions.
What's another one? That's just my opinion.
Okay, Trina. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I like this one here. I'm gonna take this one right here. Trina has a rule. Okay. Her rule. When she's dating a man with kids, you must have kids with the same lady, no multiple baby mamas, and if the kids are young, that's a no. A lot of times they're still dealing with the kids' mother.
It's an underwriter.
100%.
No, listen, I'm not against that.
Trina, I'm not against that at all. Me and Mike agree on that.
I'm not against that at all.
I think in every relationship.
Your guidelines are your guidelines with that.
You have, I think, any men, if you're dating, because again, this main topic is for men, dating 101. It's imperative you have your non-negotiables. What are your non-negotiables when you date women?
Correct.
You gotta have them.
So let's get to that. I think we should get to that because we're about to wrap it up. Let's talk about the last topic. I think it's for men. When you're dating, you need to learn how to value yourself.
Maggie was popping.
You need to value yourself.
Okay.
What do we mean by value yourself, Bob? We're gonna go through this quickly.
Okay, let's be honest, right? There's a big problem.
What's the first one?
Let's first talk about physical and hygiene. Physical. Okay.
Talk about it.
Men, if you are a bad body, if you do not understand the importance of hygiene, you are putting men like us and other men like us ahead of you by at least 98%.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, a woman could be with you dating.
Correct.
And she get a swift of us. She's not going to be with you anymore. She's going to look at and see. She's going to look out and realize there's a better option for her.
100%.
Because when she sees the body, she realizes the mind.
Yeah.
And she sees the hygiene, bond line, kicking, classy, he's a gentleman. Tom Ford, blazing.
It's a dress code,
fresh.
You're like, what is that?
Financial stability. She's coming this way, baby. She's coming this way.
So you need to have that, in my opinion, is valuing yourself. As every man should be. This is what I feel like when we're talking about part of being on your purpose. We're not saying you need to be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, you don't.
We're not saying you need to be bodybuilder.com. We're just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like they gotta be IG models. That's what we're saying. What we're talking about is saying you need to look good in your clothes. Not all this slim fit. No. I know you might feel like, hey, I'm good slim. Listen, every woman likes a dude who's built right. Not saying he need to be super swole, but every woman who likes a man who just got a little
something to look at.
He got a pet. He got a little arm game. He got
something to look at.
He can protect. He can pick me up when it comes time to getting free. Like, women like that type of stuff. It's just a manly thing. In my opinion, majority. Not all. Not the girl down the street that you know. We're talking about majority, the consensus.
Maggie, I'm at
physical and hygiene.
That's valuing yourself. Physical. I'm gonna take a question real quick.
Go ahead, man.
Maggie says that baby moms must know their worth. If there's no commitment between you and that man, you have no business sleeping with him. Facts. But let's be honest, Maggie, I'm gonna give you the honest truth. We're in 2021. Right now, The rules of dating have changed.
Yeah, the
And
sleeping with crap. Listen, ladies,
people do whatever the hell they want to do.
Stop doing all this. Wait till 20 days because I need to get to know. There's nothing you can't know within the first, week or two of getting to know a person.
Women still doing that? The whole waiting, making a man wait the 60 days and.
Listen, you just need to understand this waiting crap doesn't. It's for you to sleep better at night because you don't want to feel like I'm loose. I'm up. Listen. If you're not a virgin, all that loose crap is out the window.
I'm gonna say this straight up, like
we're adults.
We are adults. Men, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Because we're both getting something out of sex. It's not just the man. So let's just stop there.
I'm keeping it real. Men, if you're dating a woman and she's still playing these 60, 90-day rules, I'm gonna be honest, you better than me. I'm telling you right now. Here it goes again.
I don't got time for all that.
You don't have to deal with that. And to me, there's nothing worse. And I'm gonna tell you why do I look at it the way I look at it.
And this is what men's would
men,
options.
I'm giving y'all game. Because for men that have options.
Not all men. It's not about all y'all.
Women, when you make a man wait 90 days,
that's too.
How I look at it, let's say 30.
That's
that anticipation has been built, and he finally gets some, and he's not impressed. The next hour or the next day, you're gonna see he changed towards you. He don't want you no more.
So now all that 30-day crap you was thinking, because I wanted to get to know him, or you got to know him after he hit.
Because now you made him build an anticipation
that was not worth it.
That was not worth it.
To him.
Think about what you're doing. I'm not saying give it up in a day or two. You know when the right time. That's between you and that individual.
Exactly.
But that whole 30, 60-day wait foolishness, there's a man for that. That ain't me. I'm telling you right now. I ain't got time for that.
Most men who have options, which
my body requires a certain amount per day, per week. I just don't have time. When women want to play them games, I don't even want to date women like that. I hate that we at 35, 30 years old still playing sex games.
Yeah. No,
I'm a hold it for 35. What?
For what?
Well, I can go deal with her. She gonna hold it for 4 days. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
And now I know where I'm at. Okay, I like what she got going on. Let's move forward.
Let's move forward. It's a waste. You like to waste people's time. That's what that means. So valuing yourself is very important. Fellas, have a plan. This is what I mean by value yourself. If you're out there,
hold on. She said we can't hear. Hold on.
Oh,
we can't hear the sound. Hold on. Let me get a text. Let me see. Guys, put a comment below. Make sure you guys can hear. Hold on. I'm not sure. I don't know when did the sound go out. Is the sound back? Let me get a message to make sure the sound is in. Let me get a comment below just to make sure you guys can hear us. I don't know when did the sound go out. Hold on. Tell me. Okay, Paul says he hear me. Okay, Paul, what's popping? Hey, Paul, Brian in the building. What's popping, baby? All right, so they can hear us. Okay, cool.
Hold on 1 second.
Let me get a comment below just to make sure you guys can hear us. So I realized there's a comment earlier that in regards to sound.
Put a 2 in the box if you can't hear us, please.
Put a 2 in the box if you can hear us. I'm not sure at what point did the sound.
It seems like it's working. Let me see. I'm into the studio.
Yeah, into the studio real quick. Check out the sound is good. Sound is good. Trina just confirmed. All right, we're good. All right, Trina just said 2. All right, we're good. All right, good. All right, we're good. All right, here we go. We were talking about. We're gonna come back to these comments.
Valuing yourself as a man.
We're talking about valuing as a man. The next topic is why is it important to have a plan?
Because listen, ladies, don't never trust a man without a plan. Never trust a man without a plan. This goes into having a plan for the night, having a plan on where the date is going to go, having a plan for his next 3 months, his next year, his next 5 years. Men should always be planning.
Facts.
A, B, P. Always be planning because you need to play. You need to be strategic out here. You can't just be out here willy-nilly. So if you don't have a plan on dating, that means you're out here playing games. What does that mean? There's 2 different types of dating for men. Casual with intention. Casual, I just want to fuck. With intention, I need a girl who can become a fiance, who can become a wife.
The ladies know where you
Very simple. It does not take 2 or 3 years of you being my girlfriend to make you in my opinion, in 6 months, a guy knows if he wants to be with you forever.
Facts.
A guy, maybe a woman has all this extra crap. A guy, because there's not much you can hold in 6 months. You know how long 6 months is?
6 months.
180. Come on.
And I'm gonna say this too, women. Why he talking about that? Women understand with men, your relationship starts when you have sex.
That's it.
That's where it starts.
That's day one.
I don't know where women get there. Well, we've been dating for 8 months. No. When did y'all have sex? That's where it started. That's how men date in their mind where the relationship begun. And if they like what they receive, they continue.
Correct.
If they don't, they're going to change immediately. He's not picking up the phone. For some reason now, he ain't got time to talk to me.
Harsh reality, ladies, all y'all ain't got that. All y'all do not have the gold like you think you do.
Oh, I know my blah, blah, blah good.
No, you don't know nothing because you're not.
The man has to tell you that. It's not you that has to make that decision.
He is the consumer, not you.
I love how she said, Trina said, the man needs to be loving towards Christ. The role of a man and the role of a woman are different, but they are equally necessary. I like
necessary. Yeah, we obviously know that, but it's necessary only if each one is playing their role. Because we got a lot of women out here that's trying to be men, and that's the issue that issue that a lot of men are having. Women want to be dudes and they want to be girls, and they want to choose how you respond to them in every aspect. Like, hold on, you want to control me, you want to control you, and you want to control the like. No. Let's quit all this.
Man, I'm gonna say this too. While we talking about the value of a man, as we looking through these comments, men, I want y'all to know something. You gotta also know when you're dating, knowing when to put your foot down.
100%.
I know a lot of y'all men have this thing where I don't want to hurt her feelings.
This is what we call the non-negotiable, clearly closer to the non-negotiable.
This is not a feeling situation.
Put your foot down.
We're going back to communication. If you believe in something, this is your non-negotiable, this is your standards. You're not negotiating it. You need to have a conversation. You need to put your foot down on it. Some men women, y'all not gonna understand this. Men have a tendency to go talk to their homeboys, their guy friends, not putting their foot down, complaining to men when all you got to do is go talk to her and put your foot down.
Yeah.
I never understood that.
I know you want me to do this, but this
married men, single men, they all do it.
I don't believe in doing this because of X, Y, and Z. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but this is what I feel. You need to stand on something, because if you're compromising everything, you're not leaving nothing for her to respect you about.
This is a great question. Alyssa asked you. Alyssa got a great question. You ready for this one?
I want to listen to Alyssa.
You ready for this one? Alyssa Kirsten. I love it.
Let's go.
Great question. She says, how do you feel about dating more than one woman at a time? For men. Or do you prefer to keep your options open and date multiple?
This is the difference, Alyssa. This is the difference.
Great question, Alyssa. Great question.
This is why I said there's two different things. A man, when you're dating, there's only two things you're dating for. You just want to fuck or you want to be with her. That's it.
That's it. It's very straightforward.
That's it. Ladies, you should not be dating multiple men if you want a relationship. Why? Because men who are valuable, not saying they're high value, they're valuable, meaning they know what they want, they're doing what they're doing. Smart. Yeah, I see. No, hold on.
Go ahead. Answer the question. Trina made me laugh.
There are men who are valuable. Ladies, if you want a relationship, right? Don't date 4 or 5 guys, because by date 3 with 3 different guys, you about to have sex with 3 different guys in 1 week? No. Or you're about to have sex with one and push the other 2 off in the next week? No. If you want a relationship, if you just want to date, that's fine. Date as many guys as you want. But do not date any guy if you're not sexually attracted to him. Don't waste his time, because you could waste his money, you could waste his dinner date, but you don't want to have sex with him. Don't bring him on a date. Don't lead him on that way. Guys, do the same thing. If you just want to it's best you communicate and let him know.
And you know, Mike.
And if you want to be with her, say, look, I'm looking for a girl. I want to be with you like this. And if it's not reciprocated, boss, keep it moving.
Alyssa asked us such a great question, and I'm gonna piggyback on Mike. Men, I want you guys to understand how important honesty and how far honesty goes. At the end of the day, as a grown adult, if you just want to have sex with a woman, just tell her straightforward. I'm not interested in dating or really getting into this relationship. I just want to have sex with you. That's all I'm interested in. What that does, it gives her the position of making her own decision.
If she really likes you like that, she's going to do it. If she's not, she's not.
And sometimes women, they like, you know what?
I respect that.
I respect that. I'm interested in the pound game. I'm going to let him take me to Pound Town. Because I don't want a relationship either right now.
Right.
Perfect. It works out for right now.
Right.
But I want you to know the key word is right now. Because eventually women catch emotions.
Right. Now, women can't do what men do when it comes to that level. And that's been proven scientifically. you guys automatically release a
Make her
different
have
hormone.
sex. It ain't no big deal.
Yeah, you guys
No big
release
deal.
a different hormone when it comes to sex. So it's not. That's
No
why I say
big
it's
deal.
not ideal for women to date multiple people.
Facts.
In my opinion, especially men, especially if you're sexually attracted to them. You're sexually attracted to a man, date only him. That's it at that moment. If it doesn't work, move on to the next, but not multiple at a time.
Nick was popping.
What's the next one before we finish out this last one?
We're gonna finish out the last one. I can hear you both. Nelly was popping. Nelly in the building.
Perfect. Nelly, what's going on?
Everybody's live.
Yeah, I got a text that they can hear us as well.
You're perfect. Never trust a man without a plan.
That's my favorite line.
I love it. Do you think relationships nowadays are money driven? Great question.
Well, here's the thing. It's not about money driven. It's you can't pull money out of it. Let's think about this. And Kevin loves to ask this question. Ladies, do you have a kid? Let's say you don't have a kid now. You get with a guy. You end up having one child. It's a perfect question I like to ask ladies. It's not about money driven. But let's switch this topic. The first 3 dates, let's have you pay for it.
You know, that's gonna change the whole narrative.
Nah, why should I pay for it? You're the man. Okay then. So now it's not about being money driven. It's just it's needed. You can't drive a car without gas.
Makes sense.
A car is not gas driven, but it's driven by us, but you need gas for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the chicken or the egg. You can't really, I wouldn't say money driven. I'm just saying that it's very important, especially for the man to focus on.
Neek said this: women cannot do what men do. Please say it again.
Yeah, they can.
Shout out to you. And I hate to say it. I get this whole world.
All this equality.
I get the whole world equality, but there is certain components that equality is not true. A woman is not okay. A roof is leaking. Who's going on the roof?
Yeah,
facts.
Let's be real. This is why I said the partner thing. Yes, it's good in the context of it. Yes,
no, Mike, don't come for me.
Of course,
Mike, it ain't me.
I'm not saying a partnership. You're a partner in a sense. You are. I'm just saying the mindset of most people when they think of partnership, not how we think. When they think of partnership, we both got the same responsibility. Mama, we don't. We don't. Because when the roof leaking, like you said, you going up there. She's not going up there. She's not supposed to go up there. You're supposed to go up there. Come on, man. Let's be real.
Miss Bella says stability. I love it. You're right. Stability is so essential.
Yeah.
Miss Neek says big facts, Mike. Great way you answered that money question. Great.
Yeah, it is because you understand it's important because people want to remove it, but if a guy doesn't have money, he's a broke nigga, right? If a girl doesn't have money, a guy doesn't really judge her just only off that because it doesn't really matter because you're supposed to come with that.
Facts.
So it's not really that it's money driven. It really technically in a sense is because it's part of the driving factor. Because if I'm giving you a child, you don't want to work right after that. You shouldn't. You need to nurture the child. You don't want to have the child on Friday and then 2 Fridays after that you got to go back to work.
Look, guys, I'm going to say this right. Our goal tonight is to really bring exposure and awareness to teaching men how to date. And this is not being in a relationship in this world is not taught in school.
Correct.
You learn it from life experiences. You learn from mistakes. When you date, especially men, you should get better because this topic is about you guys learning how to properly date.
But Bobby, what's the last thing and what's the last value that a man should have for himself when it comes to him dating?
I would say
the most important, which is why we saved it for last.
I would say non-negotiables. Men, here's the problem with a lot of men, right? Like a lot of men, they don't have their non-negotiables.
They're all over the place.
They're all over the place, letting women, I like to say this. Women are starting their Range Rover. They're starting up the Range Rover and putting it on all-wheel drive and just driving up the mountain.
All over you.
They driving all over you. Because you don't know when to put your foot down.
You don't stand on nothing.
You don't stand on nothing. You don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to have your non-negotiables in place. You don't respect your own non-negotiables, even if you did. Right. That's the problem with men. They will let pussy dictate the relationship.
Yeah.
And when you know as a man, you are a commodity and an opportunity to some of these women.
Right.
You will think twice about the decision that you make in your non-negotiables.
Here's my thing about non-negotiables before we wrap up is that non-negotiables for a man, for y'all fellas when y'all dating, is highly important. And ladies also, everything we're talking about today are things you want to look for in a man.
Facts. When you look at the
So
opposite side.
even though we're talking to men, these are things from the opposite side you need to look for to see if he has these qualities. This is why we invite y'all to come in here and listen to this, because if you're sitting with a dude at a table and he ain't got none of this, you should know by date number one, there is no number two.
Trina. Shout out to Trina.
There is no number two. And I would actually add this. We're gonna add this to our PDF for women to ask on date number one, is to ask a man in a relationship, what are your because you need to know as a woman.
Facts.
Are you willing to give him sex 4 times a week, or do you just need 1 time a week? Are you the type of woman that only can do 1 time a week because you know how your body is set up? You need to know what the non-negotiables are. Doesn't mean that you need to agree or disagree at the moment, but after date number 1, you need to say, okay, we're not gonna move forward because of X, Y, Z. These are what's called non-negotiables. When you don't have the money, and the money comes out of your account, the bank hits you with overdraft. It's a non-negotiable. You can go and say, oh, I've been a customer since and get the fee back, but it's a system thing. It's in the system. It's gonna happen. So with men, you need to say, look, I'm a freak. I like to do it, I need it at least 5 days a week.
It's okay to tell her. I don't know where men get this, before we really close out, where men get this shyness when it comes to sex. I like women to know where my sex level
appetite is.
Look, my appetite is 3 days
Let's
a
just
week.
be real about this. We're not here to this is not a church. We're not freaking missionaries. Like we're here because we're sexually attracted to each other. We want to go on a date. We're gonna get to know each other.
Man, I ain't been having sex in the last 3 weeks.
What? Stop dating like you're in high school, people.
I'm sorry.
I'm date
sorry.
like we're adults.
That's crazy.
Mama, you just had sex last week. That's your business. Was it protected? That's your business. Me as a man, it don't really make no difference for me because I know if I want it, I want it.
You know, there's a big, see, you still have men, and men, I want to really have you understand this.
Have your non-negotiables.
Your non-negotiables is the icing on the cake and the foundation under the cake.
That's a big one.
You have to understand the value of your non-negotiables. State them. Make them very clear. You don't have to be rude, but you have certain non-negotiables.
I don't like talk back. I don't like this. Whatever it is that's not in a relationship that you cannot deal with more than once, let it be known. A lot of relationships would not last as long.
Because I hate when I hear men, I was with the woman for 3 years and she wasted my time. No,
she didn't waste her. You wasted
her time.
Because you should have married her if you were for 3 years.
3 years, you ain't married her. You wasn't serious.
You wasn't serious. If you were looking for a relationship. If you were just dating casually, you should have said you were effing
3 years you with a woman, you ain't married her, you ain't serious.
No, you were just
But here we go again. Women, remember we spoke about this last week? Did you ask the right questions? Yeah. Was he interested in marriage?
All transparency. All this stuff that we're bringing up today as we wrap up is that these are mistakes. These are lessons that me and Bobby have learned over the years. We've been in long relationships, ain't married these girls. We did because why? We still didn't know. We were still learning on the way, but what we did was catalog, and what we did was document our journey and say, you know what? Here's where we were a few short years ago, and here's where we are now mentally and how we feel about it. And a lot of men don't have this information. And it's very important because a lot of men need to know how to treat y'all because y'all definitely are important. There's more of y'all than it is us.
For sure.
There's more women than there are men on the planet. So we need y'all, and we need to learn how to treat you much better, 100%, especially us black men that get the bad rap. But it's not all of us. That's what we need to know. It's not all of us. I know a lot of women wish there was more like us. There are, but they're busy doing what they need to be doing. So they're not all in your face at the bar, at the club. The guy you really want, he's not going to be accessible like that. So you need to be online. Unfortunately, because what's always with him is his phone. There's a new way of dating, ladies. Stop thinking you're going to find him. He's going to fall in your lap in the streets.
Yeah, go to
he's
church,
on
work,
Instagram,
home.
In your freaking inbox, the one that you didn't open because you think it's a whole bunch of thirsty dudes. He's there.
You ain't even give him a chance.
You haven't just look at his profile and see if he's cool or not. If you like it or not, just keep it moving. But at least go through that list of people who's requested that's not in your general inbox. Look at that.
You know, I realized
you're missing the opportunities.
Mike, you know I realized too, not to pick man, I didn't cut you off. So
Nah, go ahead.
Is that I don't see what's the big deal just blocking a person even if they did have your phone number. You could block them.
Like, this is so crazy.
We're in a world now you can block a person. He got your phone number, so what? Block him. He don't know where you stay at. Block him.
That's it.
But at least give him a fair shot if he makes some type of sense to you. See, the thing is, too, I want to say before we cut out.
You can't find him how you want to find him. It doesn't work that way. We're in 2022 now.
Women understand this, too. Sometimes you're dating certain types of men for a long time. Then when you finally find a gentleman that's tasteful, that could lead, that could communicate, that knows how to date, you throw him to the side and you feel he's lame. He wasn't lame. That's what you needed.
Yeah.
Opposites attract. The problem is you so used to dating trash
that are just like you. Stop dating
and now when you find this great man, you find him unattractive because he doesn't make sense. People, I want you guys to understand. Shout out to everybody that put the comments below. Every Thursday night, 9 o'clock. This is boy Mike from Mentourme. We got a couple different comments.
Let's take the one that's good. Anything that's good.
Let me see. Trina says, give him your Google number. I like that. Give him your Google number instead. Paul said, I'm going to answer Paul.
I got hit with that one time.
Paul says, men are supposed to find women. The problem is that men are going about it the wrong way.
Paul, explain.
Paul, I want you to put another comment below that.
What do you mean by the wrong way?
When you say going about it the wrong way, Paul clarified.
Because men are always fishing.
Men,
that's one thing. That's one thing for sure. We on.
But I want to say this too.
We always fishing.
We always fishing, but men have changed. There's a big problem. They saying that men don't like to approach women now. They don't do the approach thing no more.
That's what women are saying.
Women are saying that.
But here's the thing: women have also told men, which is why this is where.
I really want to tap into this real quick because this is a real problem here. Men don't approach women.
But this is why men have the theory, which I'll get into that. But women have told men, don't approach me at the gym. Don't approach me at Publix. Ooh. Don't approach me while I'm getting my nails done. Don't approach me in the mall. This is what women consensually have said, like as a consensus.
Well, where do you approach him at a prayers meeting? Like, where am I
supposed to approach you? I can't approach you nowhere.
Where exactly do I talk to you at?
But here's what I've realized. You have to learn how to decipher what women are saying. They're not saying that to men. They're saying that to that guy.
Facts.
They're saying that to the guy they don't want. Or the guys that know don't have a chance or should know.
You know what? You're right. I'm gonna tell you.
Because I'm just gonna be honest with you. All these girls who were, 1 million online, whatever followers, I'm confident in myself. Any of these girls I see in person, besides the multimillionaires, like Pippin's ex-wife, like Larson, I'm talking about her. But the regular degulas who are hundreds of thousands and these big social media models, I see them in the street. I can pull up confidently and know there's no reason you should say no, mama. The only reason you're going to say no is because you don't see something financially that you may not like.
That's true.
I didn't pull up in the Phantom. You may think or assume that I'm not rich enough for you.
And then
But I know physically and how I'm built and how I move.
I'm going to keep it real.
I'm well equipped for you, baby.
In my past.
That's me. Most guys ain't built that way.
Women, I'm going to say this too. And even a guy of my caliber, I'm going to say this. I've met a lot of women in my past. They didn't give me a chance. They don't understand. And then years later, wow, I didn't know this was you. And I feel where you come from with that, Mike, is true. Women.
They judge you on your profile, but they never got to know you.
Imagine.
They saw a few photos of you. I'm good.
Funny joke, women. I'm going to say this to women.
Good.
Really think about this.
Like, come on,
you man. Catch me, you didn't know me, at Home Depot. Basketball shorts, plain t-shirt. Conversations, I approach you properly the way you would like. We're cracking jokes, we're having a good time. I'm good. Swear, let's exchange numbers. No, I'm good. But baby girl, no, I'm good, I told you. Okay, well, it was a pleasure talking to you. Did you get what you need, the paint bucket that you wanted? Yeah, I got it. You need help with that? No, I'm good.
Okay, you good.
You good. And then realize
the money bag yo put up on you. That's what you got. Then he did you dirty.
Yeah.
He did you like Tristan. He done threw you away, passed you around. You didn't know you were just part of the cycle because he looked at the time that he approached you. He looked how you wanted. This is the selfishness that I'm talking about.
Well, somebody just said this too. Oh, the man has everything she's looking for. Oh, but she don't want him because he's too short.
Well, hold on. Let's talk about this short thing because I'm a tall guy. I'm a back up these short dudes, but here's what these short dudes gotta know. This is
hold on now. I'm kind of short. Like when we say short, I'm 5. I don't know, maybe 9. I don't know. What's short? Short?
Listen. If it don't start with a 6, you short, my boy. But here's my
damn.
Damn. But no, really.
Jerry.
No, but here's the thing. Is it safe to say? Is it safe to say that that's part of a girl's non-negotiable?
There's nothing wrong with that. She got stand.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's her non-negotiable.
Dudes have to cry about, oh, she want tall niggas. She just don't
nigga.
want you. Get one that doesn't care about your height.
That's facts. I hate when men want to fight that argument.
That's a physical thing you can't change.
You can't change your height. You short.
You can't change if you had a child already.
You short. She don't like short men. She don't like short men.
Listen, I don't want to date a woman with a child. I'll take one if the situation is right, and if you really worked it, meaning you're putting in the work besides your child. Not if your body is all over the place, you sloppy, and I ain't getting nothing else. Like you're not even that fine.
I'm gonna say this too.
You just cute in the face. No, I need more.
I want to say this too.
So if she like tall dudes, don't get mad. Just go to the next one.
Men, I want you to understand this is a very true statement what he's saying.
Quit all that, man.
If a woman likes tall dudes,
respect it.
Move forward. I met a woman, and I love the fact. Actually, what's crazy? She's on my Facebook, but she's not live right now.
Okay.
And she's beautiful. She's I'm gonna tell you, super bad.
Yeah, that's fine. Just don't bring her my way. Do not bring her my way.
I want to tell you, here's what's funny. I respected her till today because what happened was, she says, you are everything I'm looking for, but your height doesn't fit me.
That's fine.
I said, cool. We still cool till today.
But see, as a good friend, what he should have did was, look, I got a guy, he perfect for you. His name is Michael Johnson. He's actually
I don't know if he was single at that time, but
I'm just joking.
She was
I'm just joking.
It was crazy. Beautiful woman, got stuff together. But again, I love how she handled that.
And there's no
she handled that professionally. I'm not, in other words, I don't like your height. Everything else is amazing.
Because she wants to go out and feel like, oh, he's just, that's what women, and look, I respect that.
And it's cool.
I like a certain type of frame, and that's fine. But I like a woman who just is in shape. Doesn't mean she needs to be a cover model. She just goes to the gym and she works for how her body looks. Because she likes to eat. She can eat. But she works to keep how she looks.
I'm the same way. I like a certain frame. Like
I'm in the gym. I would prefer we go together. We ain't gotta work out together.
I like women that have certain types of bodies, not
100%,
not a plastic body type of thing, but
not with plastic.
There's certain bodies I like, and I think as men, here we go again. You're non-negotiables.
Non-negotiable.
Now, Mike, I think we had a great conversation.
We did. Let's wrap it up, guys. Any more comments? I see a bunch of smiley.
We got a lot of smiley face. Shouts out to all you guys. Don't forget, share this video.
Please.
Make sure you get on my YouTube. Click the subscribe button. Click the notification button.
You can start from the beginning.
Get on my IG, but make sure you get on my YouTube. And of course, what is that platform? People, you guys got to understand, man. There's a lot of platforms right now. Patreon, there's so many platforms right now. But the main platform you need to get on to subscribe is YouTube. Yeah. Soon we will only be going live YouTube. For sure. And you can always, if you didn't watch the whole video, you can always watch this full video tomorrow. Subscribe to me, of course. My Spotify at Mentourme is called The Painful Truth. Every
guys, we got some
Thursday
things
night.
Coming next year. You guys are gonna love, especially when it comes to the YouTube.
We're trying some different things now.
I mean, we don't have. We were speaking about next week's topic. We're gonna post it live, so please check Bobby's page, check my page, Mike the Advisor, check our stories. We normally post it the day before, 2 days before. So we normally post it Wednesday or Tuesday of the same week. We're gonna go live on that Thursday. So just look out for that to know what the topic is gonna be about. There's a lot of things I think we should talk about. We did debate about that. We haven't decided on it yet. Yeah. But we will be sending out the list, the PDF of the questions to ask on how to vet men. A lot of women have sent us the email. We're going to send that out. It should be out, I would say, by evening tomorrow. Yeah, evening tomorrow. Let's say evening time tomorrow. We don't have a set time yet because we got to get with our VAs. But evening time tomorrow, we'll have that sent out. And you ladies can ask these questions. But for sure, reach out to Bobby. Reach out to me if you have any questions. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Now recently on TikTok. I'm Mike the Advisor. This is Bobby, Mentourme.
People, I want you guys to know I love y'all. We love y'all enough to also give this great knowledge every Thursday night. And every Tuesday night, I do a financial education component where I'm either interviewing local entrepreneurs. Every Thursday night, we talk about a relationship topic.
We know y'all want to hear about this.
Of course, the podcast is called The Painful Truth by Mentourme.
Yes,
Get on Spotify. You can sponsor if you would like.
And please, if you guys have an idea for us, I believe that's what I was going to say earlier.
Even if you got a topic you want us to speak about,
for us you want us to talk about, put it in the comments or send it to us directly, either Facebook or IG, DM us. We may not read it right away, but eventually we will. To give us these topics to talk about, we have plenty lined up. But give us some things that you may want us to talk about, whether it's for men or women. We'll do our research, get the facts, the data, and then we'll go into it based on our personal experiences, because a lot of this is based on what we have gone through and what we have seen.
Sure.
So please let us know. Give us your feedback. I think is that one more you want to talk about right there?
That's Julie has. We're gonna close out with this last one. It is also
Julie, you said?
Yeah, that's Julie, my secretary.
Okay.
It's also possible to miss your blessing due to preference.
100%. And look, I don't think the
Facts.
preference should be the problem. I just think that you need to look at why it's your preference and what comes with that. Because you prefer a foreign is not a problem. Just understand the cost it takes to keep that.
See,
a dude with light skin dreads with tats, it doesn't mean you can't get a guy like that. But first, look at how small the pool of those guys are. 1, 2, look at the girls they go after. Are you that girl? And 3, are they those guys that look normally like that? Faithful. Don't assume. Get data. Get real facts.
You gotta look at real facts.
Go get more in your pipeline. So, ladies, you have to do the work as well. Don't just expect us to come find you from under the rock you live in. Be out there. Be available. Look for us too.
And I'm gonna say this while we always are giving men advice to women. I'm gonna say this right before we close out. Tonight's topic is about teaching men how to date.
How to date 101.
How to date 101. And we had a great conversation. Shout out to everybody that commented. Make sure you guys share, subscribe to YouTube. It means a lot to me. This is a big movement for us. It's gonna take time to build, and we're building slowly but surely. We also want you guys to always support the Spotify. If you want to sponsor to keep this movement going, feel free. I want y'all to understand too, like, dating is not easy. It's not. And meeting the right person doesn't just come overnight. For a lot of men or women, these conversations are going to help you focus on what is it that you're trying to get to. And that's the goal of it. And that's why we're focusing on every Thursday night at 9 p.m. giving you guys this great content. It's, in just real life aspects of 100%. Real life scenarios.
100%.
We know that even us, we've made a lot of mistakes, and that's why we're doing this content. So my thing is, man, appreciate all the supporters. Appreciate everybody subscribing to YouTube. Also, click the notification button on YouTube if you're subscribing to YouTube, so you know when we're going live. Also, I don't know if you know now, the IG has now, when you follow somebody, if you're not following me on Mentourme on IG, you now have to click the notification button to know when I post. So notification button is so important on all platforms now. Yeah. Make sure you guys share this video. Appreciate the love. And if sharing is free, people, sharing is caring. Mentourme.com. You guys have a great night. Shout out to everybody else on the live. Next week, Thursday, we have another relationship topic. Next week, Tuesday, we got another financial topic. This is your boy Bobby from Mentourme alongside.
This Mike the Advisor. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much. Peace.